How's it going, guys? Cracked Rack here, and today I have a short but sweet video for you all regarding the lovely Christine Weston Chandler. It's been a good while since I made a video on Chris last, and that's because I honestly felt like I was making too much content on Chris. I mean, I released 4 whole videos at one point back to back about him, and I realized that I might have seemed like a gigantic stalker by doing that. But I promise you, I'm not one of those people who's like ordering Chris's used underwear on eBay to sniff and enjoy at bedtime. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to the topic of today's video. So to give you a short timeline of events, in case you haven't been keeping up with Chris, which why the fuck would you be? Chris got arrested a while back for incest after verifiable allegations surfaced that Chris was having sex with his own elderly, helpless mother. Chris sat in prison throughout most of September, and he thought he was going to get out around then. However, I think it was on September 15th, his trial was continued into November, meaning Chris has to rot in prison for at least another month before his official sentence. This could be good or bad for Chris. It could be good because him having served all this time before his sentence could significantly lower it or even get it dropped altogether. On the other hand, it could also be very bad for Chris because it could mean the court is trying to get Chris on more charges. If that's the case, Chris may even spend years behind bars. But that's not what today's video is necessarily about. You see, during the entirety of Chris's prison stay, he hasn't communicated with a single person outside of those prison walls. So his mental state behind bars has been a huge topic for a lot of Christorians. However, a few days ago, Chris actually wrote a snail mail letter from prison addressed to a person who has been in minor contact with him for a while, supposedly. The person in question is named Kenneth E. Engelhart, which sounds like a British explorer from the 1800s. This is the front and back of the letter. I particularly like how on the back of the letter, it desperately tries to separate itself from Chris. Virginia Regional Jail neither censored or inspected this item, therefore Central Virginia Regional Jail does not assume responsibility for its content. AKA, holy shit, this guy is fucking nuts. We have nothing to do with this. Anyway, the letter, which looks like it was written by Charles Manson, starts off very intelligently. This is the body of your and my soul partner, Jesus Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, speaking to you on her blessed behalf. Blessed behalf? Chris, you're literally in prison for sexually assaulting your own mother. And you've also adopted like 9 different religions in prison because religious stuff is the only entertainment you get in prison. So Chris is running around as a Christian, Muslim, trans woman acting like he's blessed. Also, Jesus Christine Weston Chandler? You people wonder why I don't address Chris as a woman, and the answer is it has nothing to do with my political leanings. If we listened to Chris and respected what he refers to himself as, we'd be referring to him as Jesus Christ. Anyway, back to the letter. I know everything, though Christine knows more from her experiences since our extended separation, since September 16th, 2021. She shall return for me for the apex of our second coming. For those remaining who do not yet know, between Christine and I combined and divided, and she and I are liberally the full reincarnation of none other than Jesus Christ of Nazareth himself. The conclusion of the dimension merge's completion includes the completion of our collective shift for the majority that are good and those recoverable, from Earth 1218 to Earth 1C 211987 and the second coming of Christine and I together again as your fully reawakened Lord and Savior, God and Judge over the minority who are the toxic, darkest sinners, haters, fakers, and darkest demonics who shall be left behind on 1218 Earth to burn. We are now on Malachi 3 and 4 of the Old Testament in any Bible, so okay, none of that made any fucking sense, and unfortunately we're literally only like a fourth through this letter. I don't even know how I'm gonna hold it together through this whole thing. Okay, here we go. The future of all Sonichus and Rosechus under still continued immortal care and guardian watch from I and our husband Magi-chan, Sonichu Prime, of Universe 1C211987 and C197 before the recombination, shall remain the same for the future of all Pokemon, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, Ratchet and Clank, Neptune, Blank, Nor, Vert, Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, Eric Cartman, Tsukino Usagi, Goku, Inuyasha, plus Lightning Bliss, Dr. Wolf, Princess Star Butterfly, SNT, Optimus Prime, Autobots, Sanchu, and Chris Chan, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Okay, you know what? I'm not reading that, but he just keeps going on and on and on and on and on about Peter Griffin and Stan Smith and this, that, these characters doing this and joining this religion and fucking each other in a big orgy. It doesn't make any sense. How does one human being come up with so much schizophrenic bullshit? Also, what's with the variations of characters in Chris's delusions? I can understand maybe him being obsessed with badass anime characters and shit, but he's now incorporating Peter Griffin into his fantasies? Anyway, I'm gonna skip a bit down into the letter because he just spends the next 5 minutes talking about how Peter Griffin and Allah and Jesus Christ are all one and the same. I don't know, it's a lot of bullshit. Food's mostly good and all. Well, not perfect meatballs. Banquet dinners have better meatballs, and chicken is often dry. And at present, we are asking all peoples to send money to the Sonichu Temple at 14 Branchland Court in Ruckersville, Virginia, to pay off the mortgage and remaining debts. Food for Barbara is also appreciated, and visitors who personally offer genuine kindness and good intentions are all encouraged to visit the temple. Okay, so now Chris is suggesting to people very publicly that they should now go visit his rape victim and harass her. That is not a good look for the court. Okay, I promise you we're almost done with this letter. We only have a little bit left to go. Donations to my inmate account can be made through the Central Virginia Regional Jail's website, and only U.S. postal/money orders, cashier's checks, or certified checks made out to and addressed to Christine are acceptable. Yeah, please don't give Chris any money. He will just use it on candy or something. He doesn't need money. He's being taken care of by taxpayers. That's how jail works. People have given Chris like $50,000 in his time on the internet, and he's used it on like dildos and Skylanders and just garbage. Anyway, we have one last little sentence. Lastly, but importantly, contact the local Virginia governors of Ruckersville and Charlottesville, Virginia, as well as President Biden, and get me, Christine's body, as well as Christine herself, obviously, a full pardon to get me out of this jail and mess. Please. Oh yeah, I'm sure that would go over well. Could you imagine? President Biden, you need to see this. Sonichu raped his mom and now he needs you to help him or the C-187 universe may collide in with itself. Oh my god. Anyway, that's all for today. See ya.